Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sakura Unboxing. So welcome to my October haul video. I'm finally getting the time to record this one. I do have a bunch of different items to go through today, a good variety I'd say overall. And I'm excited to show them off in this video, so without further ado, let us get started. So going into the figure pickups, I did write them down on a post-it, so I'll go through them quickly. So first we have 2 Nendoroid dolls, 2 Nendoroid Kigurumi face cases, and 2 scale figures. There's also one more scale figure which I have not received yet that I'll quickly go over. And then there's one merch item which is an art book. So let me get into the one figure that I'm still waiting on, and it is March at this point, and that is the Olga Discordia Wedding White version, re-release of this figure. And I have been waiting for quite a while for this one, and I still have not received her. I ordered her off of Akimomo, and I did pay for her when, Akimomo had their release date of October for her, so I paid for it. And now I'm playing the waiting game because they get everything via boat. And the other problem was I didn't realize with 18 plus figures is that they don't go to Australia because apparently 18 plus imports are banned. So they have apparently a location in Hong Kong where it gets shipped to. And I have been just messaging them saying, hey, what's the status of this figure? I need to know. I really hope I don't have to wait a year for her. It would suck. So now we're jumping into the merch pickups. Now I only picked one piece of merch up, and it is an art book from a series that, I do have a few figures from, but I've never played before, but I like the character designs a little bit. So I'll show it off right now. And that is, of course, the Bomber Girl official art book. Now, there's a whole bunch of figures from this series in the market, and I just decided to pick up this art book. I'll say this right now, it's very lewd. I probably won't show off everything in this art book for that reason. But yeah, it does have pretty much, I guess, all the playable characters from this game in different outfits. Even some that are, that have some figures already out. And yeah, it just collects all of the artwork, all of the damage art for the characters as well. Some little comics, and also of course the figures that have been released for these characters. So yeah, pretty massive, very nice art book. If I don't want to collect all of the character figures, yeah, they're in here. And just to see, obviously, the artwork, even though it's like, again, very, very lewd. And I should also mention that this came with a little bonus postcard. It's nothing too fancy, but it's, I like little extra bonuses with any pickups. So yeah, nice little extra art book to add to my collection. So now I'm also going to some sort of video format changes, I guess, and that is of course me showing off the boxes on camera. Again, with how long it takes me to do these haul videos, I can't, necessarily have all the boxes up in my room because it takes up a lot of space. So what I plan on doing, instead of just having the box like this, showing it all around in front of the camera, because sometimes it doesn't quite focus well, is that I'm actually going to do some separate B-roll with the figure next to the box, so you guys can also see how, big the box is compared to the figure. I think that'd be helpful. And of course just show all-around view of the box. So that's just my strategy going forward with that. So hopefully at least, the quality is a little bit better, because I feel like the B-roll is definitely going to be important with showing off these items. So we're going to be starting off with the 2 pieces of merch. I can only show these on camera, and that is the face parts case. We have the black kitsune and the white kitsune, and I still have never opened these boxes up yet, and it's been since, October. But I think these designs are cute. I do like kitsunes. I like foxes, so I just decided to pick these 2 up. Yeah, very cute little designs overall, and nice little extra cases to add to my collection. So now we're starting off with the figure pickups, and I have these 2 adorable Nendoroid dolls right here, which are the Bianca and Charlie, so original Nendoroid doll characters. I'll show some b-roll of the box, of course, which, you know, usually Nendoroid doll boxes are, you know, Nendoroid size, but they don't have the window included. And I do like the design of these two boxes overall. It does have some of, you know, the motifs of the characters in there, and a very nice sort of Argyle style. I think that's what you call it. But yeah, very nice boxes. And overall, these two characters came out very, very cute. It does suck that we only really give one faceplate for these characters. That's just the only problem with Nendoroid dolls, I feel, but then that would definitely bump up the price more. But overall sculpt, especially with the hair, I think is very well done. Bianca is probably my favorite of the two, but I want to pick up Charlie for the set. And of course, the Nendoroid doll clothes I feel like are absolutely fantastic. I cannot give enough praise to the clothing for these guys. Very cute, very well made overall. I don't notice any like seam rips or anything like that. I will say putting Charlie together was a little bit tricky, and that's mostly because of his hat. It does have a, you know, you do have to tie it on, while Bianca's little headpiece up here, it does have Velcro, which I feel like is much more convenient. So it stays on a little bit easier and doesn't like come apart. And yeah, just the lace, the little gold trim on these guys, and the attention to detail on these are fantastic. And of course I want to get these guys for my sweet theme collection, so yes, I'm very happy to add these two to my growing collection of Nendoroid dolls. So going into the next figure I have right here, which is one of 2 scale figures for the month. And this is of course a re-release for the Lily and Cosmog 1/8 scale figure by Kotobukiya. So a much needed re-release considering how expensive in the aftermarket this figure of Lily is, as well as her many other figures. And I'm very happy that, you know, they re-released her. The box for this figure is, you know, pretty standard Kotobukiya Pokemon scale figure size, which I do quite like. They're not like overly massive, and they won't take up a lot of space, especially if you really don't have so much storage. And I believe also the box has an original artwork on the side of it, which I always appreciate. So yeah. So yes, I'm very happy to pick her up for at least retail price. Very cute little pose that she has. Her dress, and I believe at least the top part of her hat, have a sort of pearlescent finish to it. It's kind of subtle, but it's there. The pose is very cute. Cosmog, he's very well painted with his gradation, and also the little blue puffs of smoke are also a little bit transparent, which I think is nice. And the base is very well done with the sort of flower little decals, I guess, that they put on it. It's nothing messy or scratched or anything. And yeah, assembly-wise, there is none at all. She is already screwed onto the base, which Kotobukiya does for pretty much all of their Pokemon figures, I believe, which is, I feel, convenient. And yeah, overall, I'm just very happy to pick this one up for retail. I did get her off of Hobby Genki, because you can't get this one off of AmiAmi unless you go to the pre-owned section. And yeah, because I think she was a Amazon JP and Pokemon Center exclusive, which that's why she probably went up so much in the aftermarket. And yeah, I can't imagine paying that aftermarket price for this figure, considering the scale of it, unless you really, really love this character. But yeah, very grateful overall for a re-release for this lovely Pokemon figure. So now we're moving on to the very last figure I decided to pick up, and it is from Fire Emblem, and this is the Fire Emblem Binding Blade 1/7 scale of Roy. Overall, kind of a controversial figure when it first went up for pre-order, and that is the price, which I'll get into a bit. So I'll go over the box for this figure. Pretty standard box, designed by Intelligent Systems. They have the original artwork on the side, but this one they have the artwork on the front of the box, which again I'm not the biggest fan of. And just this very small rectangular window to see the figure through. I don't know again why they did that. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of that design. But of course I do appreciate the original artwork being on the box as well. Now, yes, price point for this figure, I got it off of Good Smile Global, and I got him for 222 USD, which is absolutely absurd for this presentation. You know, I thought he would be at least like 150. I feel like that's very reasonable for this, but no, it's Intelligent Systems, you know, they own the IP, so I'm guessing that's why they're just pricing it that way, but I think it's ridiculous that they are. In terms of the figure himself, I think he's great overall. In terms of the coloring, the shading on different areas, I do like the pose overall. And of course what I like with these Fire Emblem figures, at least with, you know, some of them, is that you can twist the arm. It is like on a ball joint, and you can just pose the weapon in different ways, which I think is very nice addition for these figures. And yeah, it's a great figure overall, but just that price point just really sours the overall figure. Plus he does come with a clear support, which is kind of understandable because of the pose he's in. If he did come with a flame effect part for a sword, if you've seen the animation from the game, you know, I think that would have been cool. And I feel like Roy might be my least favorite of the Fire Emblem figures that have come out. I like Lilina's for like the flame effect part going around her. Lynn, I think looks great, and so does Ike and Marth. But Roy, I think he's alright. So, yeah. And of course, recently for pre-order, Alear went up for pre-order, and she's like 32,000 yen, and it's like, what the? I don't understand why they're just, again, expensive. So expensive, it's ridiculous. But yeah, if you can get this guy for 150, you know, base price without shipping, you know, maybe even with shipping, I say it's worth it, but for $200, just, I would say pass. Unless you really love this character, then okay, but if you want to save money, then definitely wait in the distant future. Hopefully he does go down for those who really want to pick him up for a decent price. So that overall concludes my October haul video. I'm quite happy with the variety of pickups in this video. I feel like we got a little bit of each of the different types of figures that you can collect. So yeah, I'm very happy to add some of these to my collection, and let me know if you picked up any of the figures I showed off in this video, or what were some of your favorite October pickups. So if you do feel like it, of course, feel free to take the time to subscribe to my channel to see what other figure and merch related shenanigans I get into next. So thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night wherever you are, and take it easy. Goodbye.